In SAP system, in SAP application level, security is very important, right? Why? Because to if you give the wider access to everybody, all if you don't have the user ID password concept, everybody can access the systems and they can theft our financial data, confidential data. So any data they can theft, right? So user management is the concept. So SAP provided to protect the data from the others, unauthorized users. Also, so as per the rules, as per the company policies, within the within the teams itself, we can utilize our SAP systems here. So which means user creation, user management is not our duty. It's a security duty. If you create it here, then what is the use of the basis and the security team will do here? Security team will do here, right? If you do the functional activities, then what is the use of the functional team concept here? So that is the reason SAP SAP introduced the security concept to protect the SAP data, application data from the unauthorized users, and irrespective of the our tasks, our roles, we can execute the our own things. We can execute it in the user's time here. So security here, to create the users, we have to use the SU01 transaction code. We have to use it here. In SU01, we can create the only single users. We can create it. We can lock the user. We can unlock the user. We can reset the password. We can change the user type, user role. So all those things we can do it here using the SU01 transaction code. Sir, I have the 10-20 users are joined my organization here 20 today. Then how can I create 20 users at the same time here? So in that case, so you can use the SU10 is the transaction code to create the mass users creation. Mass users creation, we can use the SU10 transaction code here. Suppose our sir, what roles we have to assign is the security roles. What the security related things? Then role creation we can do using the PFCC transaction code. In the PFCC transaction code, we can do the role creations, right? Role creations. So single role or composite roles we can create in the PFCC transaction code here. So while creating the users in SAP here, while creating the users in SAP SU01 transaction code, here we need to give the user name here, which user you are going to create, or you are going to create, or you are going to create, or you are going to copy from the other user. Suppose like you are going to create it here. Just click on the create button, or so you can just click on the create button icon. You can create it here, or just to so you can just click on the create button. We can create it. The user we can create it. Like so, what is the title of the user? Right? What is the last name? What is the first name? Right? So these some mandatory details we have to fill it here. Some mandatory details we have to fill it here. Then what is the so user type here? User type is very important here. The types of users. So they are the 5 types of users are there here in SAP. When you are creating, they are the 5 types of users are there here in SAP, right? So one is the dialog user, right? Dialog user. Then second one is the system user. The third one is called the communication user. So communication user. The fourth one is called the service user. Service user. The fifth one is called the reference user. Reference user. So right, dialog user, system user, communication user, service user, reference user here. So dialog user. What is mean by dialog user? So dialog user is the V. V means dialog process. In the dialog mode, we are logging. Then we are the dialog users, the humans who log in with the SAP system with the user ID and the password. Those are the dialog users, right? So normally It is used for the interactive system access from GUI, means human users. So humans. So where we will log in from the SAP GUI. So those are the we, means humans are the dialog users here, right? So system user means normally background job processing, communication within the system. We will use the system. So in the background jobs, running the background jobs user, we can use the system user example here, right? So communication user, it is used for the external RFC calls. Suppose externally RFC calls. Suppose there is a one external third party application which has to talk to our SAP system, then communication user we will create it. Why? Because these users does not have password, does not expire. These users, the user password does not expire. So communication user we have to create it here. Then service user is like a, so service user means service level we will create it. Normally service level we will use this user, service user. So external RFC communication, system user, background jobs, so some other communication purpose we will use the system user. So then reference user like a generally.
Hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt. For the service user, the small numbers of means like
Larger.
users we can assign or
Yeah, yeah.
larger.
Yeah. Dialog user, it's go to the larger group of users. We can use the service users.
Okay.
Normally in the service level we will maintain, right? Service level means so that whatever the user you are creating here, the service user, for larger number of users, we can log in. Suppose like example, we are using the basis user. Okay. So one common user we are using basis user, right? This user type is the service user. That is the reason we all are able to log in with the service user. Everybody able to log in. Why? Because it will not be locked, and also the group of people, so too large, and the group of users can use the same user, multiple person they can use the same users they can use it here, service users. It does not have the initial password. So whatever the password you set here, that is the common password for that users here, service users. So those are the types are there here while creating the users here. The reference user is like a non-person related users that allows assignment, approval, authorization, internal user. So by because logon is not possible, just reference user, copy of that user, reference user, we will use it, but that will not be used only majorly either dialog user or system user. Mainly these users will be used here, either dialog or system user. Mainly this will be used. So we are a humans, right? Definitely it should be a dialog user. Then we have to set the initial password. Then, so once you've done the initial password, so if you have maintained any group here, author, so user groups here, any super groups or any groups, you can maintain it here. So we need validity if you want to maintain. Why? Because you are creating the user, this user should be valid only extra tomorrow. Then if you create the validity to the user is valid, any account number user, any cost center user has, that details we can fill it out. If not, we can ignore it. SNC, we don't have any defaults like user logon language. What is the user language? These all are the optional. Main thing is the here. So password, user type, and here the title. These are the things are very important here. These all are the not important, but here role also important here. Role role is very important. Role means what type of user will do what type of roles, what type of activities he will perform. If you don't assign the roles, user is created, then just log into the system again. If you don't have the roles here in the system, user you created, initial password reset you are doing here, you have your own passwords. Then, so you have your own passwords you have done. Now, if you don't have the role, you are logged into the system successfully. But if you access any transaction code, it will give you the authorization error. Authorization error. Why? Because you only created the user but not assigned any authorization, not assigned any authorization concept here, not authorized, any authorization concept you have not assigned here. So here the authorization concept, authorization means, so respective task, respective transaction code, we can perform it here. User authorization we can create it here, which means user can log into the SAP system without any issues, right? But user can access, login is different, accessing the application, this is SAP application, so you are the user, right? So you can directly access the SAP application, you can directly access the SAP application from here, you can directly log in. But after login, what you are trying to do here, you are executing some transactions, then you don't have the required role, which means the role, directly we can assign to the user, or authorizations we can assign role. This is the role we have to assign to the user. Multiple roles we can assign to the user. Then authorizations we have to assign to the roles. So authorizations means the collection of role means collection of authorizations are called the role. Role means, so what type of activities you are going to perform in SAP. That is called the role here. What type of activities you are going to perform in SAP system here, right? So what type of activities you are going to perform in the here, that is give you the role here SAP. So role management, it will comes under the role management here. Just small confusing topic. This is the SAP side. Okay. So, but that's not a problem. The role management, we can create the multiple roles, multiple authorizations, we can create it. So we can assign to the, group here, which means for one user, we can assign the multiple roles, we can assign to the user, but as per that role, whatever the user wants to perform, he can perform the related activity. Suppose like example, PFC is the transaction code, PFCG is the transaction code you have to perform, but PFCG also you are not authorized. Okay. So then go to PFCG is the transaction code here. We can create the users, right? Users mean, sorry, roles. PFC is the transaction code, you can create the role. Suppose like I'm creating the one of the role that is called the Z basis. So level 1 role I am creating, just level 1 role. So which means in the role, in this role created, you have what type of transactions you want to assign, the transaction codes or applications, any WebDynpro applications, anything you want to assign it, you can assign the all those things here. No, I want to assign the you level 1, right? You need access to the SM50, you need access to the SM51, you need access to the SICF, you need access to the ST22. Level 1, right? You will do the just monitoring. Then monitoring related all the transaction codes we have to assign to the here, right? SM50, already there, SM66, right? Then SM04, then AL08, right? AL08, all the transactions we have assigned to the, for this user we have done, right? You have created a role, then you have assigned the transactions here. Then go to the authorizations here. Then, so just edit the author. This concept is a little bit typical. So, but it's not our duty, but just I'm explaining this one as well. Just you can see it here. Go to the role maintenance authorizations here. Why? Because for that roles, you have to assign here. For that one, you need to assign the list of authorizations, you have to assign the transaction codes you have assigned, the transaction codes you have created, right? So about example, you have not created anything here, data. So just go to generate the data. So then I'm assigning this role to the user. User is Ravi1 user. Ravi1 user, you assigned this role. Okay. So now I will ask Ravi to perform the SM50. Again, same issue. ST22, same issue. Let me log out. Oh, user comparison we have to perform.
So for the master data, we need to compare for the user comparison.
Master data not required. Only custom roles we have to compare it. Master custom we have to perform it. Master it's not required.
Okay, then why we are means like that comparing that user comparison?
This is a custom role, right? Which we are creating.
Uh-huh.
Custom role, right? Which we created. So now see, now I am able to access the SM50. So SM50, but not the ST22. So then SM51, right? You are able to access now this transaction codes, right? So then what is that? SM50, right? Then SM66, then you are able to access now all those things. So why not previously? Why only now, right? So here previously we have not created any role here. So now we created the role is called the Z basis level 1 activities. Then you can perform the whatever the transaction codes you have assigned manually. Only those things we have to assign it to the here. Only those. Suppose if now if you ask user to do the STMS, he cannot perform. He is not authorized person, right? He is not the authorized person, right? If you go to the SM21, he is also not authorized person SM21. Why? Because these related things you have not assigned here. So, sir, how can I know which authorization I am missing here? Which authorization I am missing here? How can I know here? So, if you go to SU53, if you go to the even SU53 also, you don't have the authorization. Forest. This should be required. Just assign the SE53. Authorization check. Authorizations. Okay. SE53. Let's see. No. Just authorization is read here. Go to the change user data. Normally, here what we have to do, we need to create the authorization object here. Which authorization object is responsible for? Which authorization is object responsible for this one? To find out this one more step, the security team will go and what they do in there is a transaction code SU25 or 22. Roles to be checked, profile generated, not this one. SU22. Yes, here they will find out the SU24 or 24, 22. Yes, SU24, they will find out the authorization object. Suppose like SM21 transaction code. What is the authorization object? Why we are not receiving this one? So, okay. SM21. So object, you will get the respective authorization object here. You will get the respective authorization object. So based upon this authorization object, you will go to the here, then ADMI, ADMI, FCD.
Sir, we didn't mention the SM21 transaction code in the transactions. So
Oh, okay. That's the reason. Here, right?
Yes, sir. ST22 we mentioned.
Oh, okay. There, right? Okay. Let's got it. So just to show, okay. Here, right? No. So, okay, we will correct it, that one. So here, manually, like normally, for every transaction code, every group of transaction codes, we have the respective authorization objects are there here. So which means, which will provide the authorization to the respective which level authorization. So then we have to manually assign it, go to the system authorizations. So then here we need to check. So system security audit log, you want to assign this one, you want to basis audit. So what you want to assign it here, you can see here. So they have the respective thing. You want to read the above call monitor data. You want to do the FTP administration. You want to see the SM21 system log. You want to system messages. You want to see. So what you want to do, what transaction codes you need to just you can assign the respective thing here, then save it, go back, then generate it, right? So now save it here. Here we have our system log, we assign, right? That's fine. So now what we can do, we can ask Ravi user to then log off, add the login back again. Then you can check the SM21 now. Previously, we are unable to use it now. So ST22, no. Why? Because ST22 authorizations, we need to check it out here. So SU53, so yes, we can check it out. So here also we can find out what is missing here. For ST22, what is the authorization object? So S underscore develop. S underscore develop is missing here. Then go to the again authorizations. Just click on the change the authorization data, click on manually, then S underscore develop, click on the OK button. Then for here, so what is the activity you want to only display? You want to only give the display access to the user, or you want to give the change access also? What you want to do? So then we want to give the delete access also. So what you want to give the administrator access? So what you want to give? So just you can select the respective thing. So what is the package? So if you know the package, if you don't know, just give the full package star. Star means all. Here star means all here, which means full authorizations you are giving here. Full authorizations you are selecting here. So normally in the real, you will not get full authorizations. So make sure. Why? Because it will be security team will restrict it full authorizations. Full authorizations, they will restrict it here. They will restrict it here. So now you assigned something here, then you can just ask a user to do the some kind of functionalities here. Now you can able to access the ST22 as well, right? So which means each transaction code, there is a respective access, respective authorizations are there here, each transaction code. So you are using this one, we need to access all those things here, right? Each transaction code, there is a respective things are there, so we can use it. So respective authorizations we have to assign, the authorizations we have to assign to the role we have to assign to the here. So that is the reason whenever the security team started, there is separate team for the security, you don't need to worry about that one. So they will go for the SPFCG, they will go for the PFCG transaction code. They will start creating the access for the basis. They will start creating the basis for the AP, account payable, AR, so revenue department, sales persons. They will create it here. Otherwise, in the system, it's we have already the other standard roles are there already. So you can use the already the standard roles. You can already use it here. You can already use the SAP standard roles. You can already use it here. DB administrator. So, but we cannot use the standard roles. Customers won't use the standard roles here. So our database level activities, you can use the database administrators. Basis DB administrator, you can use the basis database administrators. Administrator CTS plus administrator. You can also assign these roles, standard roles, SAP standard roles. We can also use it. It's not like that. We can only use it. See here, SAP standard roles. It contains the all the information, all the authorizations, all the things are available here. All the performance, all the authorizations, all are there here. We can use it. If we want to use it, we can use this transaction. We can also use the standard one. This standard also, we can also use it. Standard transactions also, you can do the adjustments also. Basis administration related things also, you can assign it here. System authorizations, right? So what transactions you want to assign it here? System assign transactions here, right? You can also assign the list of transactions here. So that is also possible. You can use it. Then, so finally, just copy the role. What role is for the system administrator? Go to the SU01 transaction code or PFCG itself only. We can go to the role, then assign this transaction code to the user. Then user can able to access the, so whatever the role you assigned. So this user can access the all the business pages, all the transactions he can access. All those things he can access in the systems by using this one. Okay, so that is the user related transactions here. Okay. So this is the user. Suppose like if you want to create the multiple bulk users, you can use the SU10 transaction. SU10 transaction, you can use it here in SU10. So here the bulk users we can create it here. So bulk users we can create it here. Bulk users we can create it. Means multiple users we can create it here. Multiple users. So we can create it here.
Is there any limit?
I think there is no limitations, I think here. So we can create it, the page will go, lot of pages will go. So we can create it, multiple bulk users. Also, we
Okay.
can lock the users. Also, just if you want to, if you click the create button, just click on the save button. The password also will be generated automatically. See here, I don't want to create the password, system should be generated, means system password also generated. See, the password also changed, password also created. User, by using this password, user can do the reset of their passwords and everything. We can do that one. We can do the reset option. That is also possible.
Sir,
Right?
while creating the mass user, sir, can we set the password for all? It a one password.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think we go to the edit mode. I think mass user creation, that time password for one use, common password. I think it's change the password. All users. Let's see. New password. New password. Deactivate. Generate. So initial password set by the user administrators. So what is the new password? Password deactivated. New password. Just click on this button. Yes, it's set it. We can set it out, I think, manually also. Or one single common password. Common password, I'm not sure. We need to check whether it's possible or not. Common password means authorize logon data. All users. Users different. Unlock, we can do it, all users. uh, Change the role assignment for all users, that is fine. I think that's not possible, I guess. Yeah, somewhere if you check it out here, it will give the information. Okay, but here it is possible. But locking the users, so mass user, SU10, we can do it. Role creations, we can do it. SU10, we can do it. SU53 authorization object, we can do it. Then there is a transaction code EWZ5. So that is not exist here in the network systems. That is there in the ECC systems, I guess. EWZ5. That is for the EWZ5 mass users locking, lock and unlock the users. So bulk users we can lock it, locked by the euro. So suppose like you have all the users, so just you can lock the all the users, we can lock it. Then see, users locked successfully. 27 users are locked successfully. Then we can also unlock the users. So 27 users unlocked successfully. So we can lock it. We can unlock the users also. That's possible. So we can select the users. What users you want to unlock it. What users you want to go for the unlock it. Then we can select it. We can unlock it. We can unlock the users as well. Right. So that's possible. Let's check the. So here we will get the service users. So what about the Ravi users? Ravi one. Oh, not this user, right? Okay. Yeah, we can create it. We can do that one. That's possible. So, but no need to, you no need to much work on the security time. There are the more security. It's not like just simple security we discussed. It's more like company code level, organization structure level, company code level. So there is a lot of organization level security is there. That is the very So GRC security, BPC security, HR security, a lot of things are there here. So those many is not required. Simple, how to create the users, how to reset the password, how to unlock the password. So suppose if you want to unlock the passwords here, just to go to the system. So just if you suppose like the password has to be reset, just you can so reset the password. You can lock the user. If you lock the user, user is locked. Suppose someone asked you to reset unlock the user, just click on the unlock button, then you can unlock it. If you want to so reset, change the password, you can do the password changes here. If you want to delete the user, you can delete the user as well here. So whatever you want to do, you can do it from the so in the user side here. So it's possible. So all are possible, but actually this is purely security. Okay. It's purely security concept, but some of the activities R3 security level, we can also handle it. It's not a showstopper here. Okay. That is the one you have to do it. So I have one requirement here.